My brother, 29 male, got engaged to his fiancée, 28 female, this summer. They're planning on getting married next spring, early summer. They've been working on putting their wedding party together, and they did a video call with me, 32 female, a couple of weeks ago to ask me to be a bridesmaid. I, of course, agreed because I love them both and I'm very happy for them. However, during the call and after I'd already agreed to be a bridesmaid, my brother dropped a bomb on me. He said he hopes this doesn't cause any issues, but he wants to ask my ex-husband, 30, to be one of his groomsmen. My initial reaction was not the best. I basically said, "What? Why? Are you serious? What the heck?" For some history, my ex and I were high school sweethearts and married young. We were both 23 when we married and divorced by the time we turned 25. There was no infidelity or abuse of any kind, just a toxic relationship we were too young to recognize properly, and eventually, we got to a point in our marriage where we just hated each other. Thankfully, we never had kids, and we were too young to have many assets, so the divorce was easy since neither of us wanted anything to do with the other. I moved away, got a new job, and started a new life. My ex stayed in our hometown, where my brother currently lives. I haven't spoken to my ex in almost 5 years. Obviously, my brother has known my ex for a long time, and they were always close. Apparently, they remained close friends after the divorce, even though my brother never mentioned it to me. My brother told me that he understands this might be awkward, but it's just for one day. And it's not like my ex and I will have to walk down the aisle together. He said that they would try to do whatever they can to keep distance between us if needed, but that my ex and I are very important people to him, and he wants both of us involved in his wedding. I know a lot of people will probably call me petty and immature, but I want nothing to do with my ex. There's a reason I haven't spoken to him in so long. I have no desire to speak to him, let alone be in the same wedding party as him. There will be a lot of wedding party activities that will involve being in close proximity to him for extended periods of time. I want nothing to do with that. I explained all of this to my brother and told him that if he's going to keep my ex as a groomsman, I don't think I can be a bridesmaid, and I might have to reconsider even attending the wedding. This led to a lot of back and forth with my brother, trying to bargain with me and convince me that it wouldn't be that big of an issue, and telling him this was non-negotiable for me. Since that conversation, I've been contacted by our other sister, 26, and my mom pretty much telling me to grow up, that I'm being petty and immature, and that I can handle being in the same general area as my ex for a short period to support my brother. Am I the idiot for refusing to go to my brother's wedding? It's his day. Your brother can invite whoever he wants to participate, but you don't have to accept the invitation. Everyone likes to crow that line about blood is thicker than water, so maybe your brother could consider who's most important to him at his wedding. Not the idiot for choosing not to go if your ex is there, and your family's definitely the idiot for failing to understand your position and badgering you about it. I disagree. I don't understand why she wouldn't be willing to attend the wedding. If she's just attending the wedding as a guest, she wouldn't really have to interact with him at all. If she's been away for 5 years and her brother's close with her ex, I can understand why her brother would want him there. I've been through my own divorce, so I understand not wanting to see your ex, but she could deal with seeing him and not interacting with him for a couple of hours for her brother. The unwillingness to attend the wedding, in my opinion, makes her an idiot. I'm with OP's family. This feels petty. I've been to weddings with my ex. You haven't spoken in 5 years, so keep on not speaking to each other. If he tries to talk, move along and ignore that he's there. OP, take a step back from yourself for a minute. Decline to be a bridesmaid if you're uncomfortable with that. That's a perfectly reasonable boundary. But if you don't go, I think you are the idiot. I'm a young mother-in-law. I'm only 39. I had my kids pretty young, and I'm very lucky my husband makes a lot of money, so I don't have to work. I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and once they started to spread their wings, Instead of going to work, my husband and I decided I'd be a homemaker and be active in the community. That's what I've been up to, and I try to make the community a better place. Now, my oldest son is 22 and married, and I was really excited until I met her. In general, she's a very blunt and very business-focused person. I actively dislike her, but try to be polite for my son's sake. A few examples of why I don't like her are her wedding gift I handed over, saying it was from me and my husband. She responded with, "Just your husband, since I know your money didn't pay for it." Saying I'm volunteering, well, that's not a real job, since it doesn't really make money. It's passive-aggressive, and yes, I've talked to my son about it, and even once with her to try to clear the air. We had a get-together last night, and I made a homemade meal. When I was plating everything, she commented, "No wonder I could make a home-cooked meal. I don't do anything else with my day." I lost it and told her she needed to respect me or get out of my house. She was shocked and started to cry when I kicked her out. My son was angry, and we had a huge argument, and he called me a huge idiot. I need an outside opinion. Edit. My husband hates her, and I had to drag him to the wedding only so I wouldn't destroy his and our kids' relationships. Wow, she's a total idiot. Just because you don't conform to her business-focused personality doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You and your husband have worked for the two of you, and you volunteer for the community. Whether it pays or not doesn't take away from the commitment and responsibility you show to others. Daughter-in-law is a piece of work. I hate to say this, but it sounds like your son doesn't respect you. She acted like she was better than you more than once, and your son should have nipped that in the bud the first time. Basic respect for the partner's parents should be a hill to die on, in my opinion. Honestly, you should sit him down, and the three of you, son's wife, and see what the heck is going on. This woman might be twisting facts or not. If he can't see how wrong her behavior is and doesn't check her, I'd just minimize the contact with both for as long as needed, preferably till he comes to his senses. I won a substantial lawsuit against my city. It's a lot of money, and I did what I always said I would do if I ever won the lottery. I paid off my parents' mortgage, and I bought a duplex and gave each half to my brother and sister. I'm investing the rest of the money so I'll never have to work again and enjoy the rest of my life. My family had me over last weekend because I'm leaving for Indonesia to begin traveling worldwide. They said that we have family and friends who need help, and that I was selfishly blowing the money on myself and basically retiring at 29. I said that I'd already done a lot for my immediate family, and that if they felt so strongly about it, between the three of them, they had over $1 million in equity that they could tap with a loan. Then they could work to pay off their new mortgages. It started a fight because my dad had cut back on his work. After all, he no longer has a mortgage, and neither of my siblings would qualify for a mortgage on their own. I walked out and went home to finish packing. They won't stop texting me and trying to call me. Apparently, I need to work for the next 30 years. I don't. My girlfriend is joining me for a year and thinks I'm being mean. I don't think I am. I have enough to last me the rest of my life. If I ever want a house, I can buy one. If I want kids, I can pay for their education. But not if I give away a big chunk of my money to people I know for a fact would never help me in return. Not the idiot. I'm confident in saying your family went ahead and made promises before talking to you. That's why they're freaking out. Tell your girlfriend that if she's worried, you can cancel her ticket so she can stay and help. They're so entirely out of line that it's unreal. Go travel the world and enjoy yourself. Exactly. Tell your girlfriend if she wants to be a saint, her ticket can be sold off to help her heal her guilty conscience. Honestly, this post makes my blood boil because, first of all, it is OP's money. I really like OP's mindset about saving the money and retiring at 29 because that's everyone's dream. You bought your immediate family houses. You've set them up for life. How could anybody see that as mean? Dude, change your number and be careful of the girlfriend who wants you to give away more of your money to ungrateful people. Greed knows no bounds. Your family will spend all of your money if you let them. It doesn't hurt them any to be the one who promises second cousin a car, and they get to puff out their chest and walk around like they're the ones who should be adored. My male 33, wife 25, seems to be a workaholic and is obsessed with her work. She recently graduated with her master's, but she's been supporting herself since she was 18 by running an Etsy shop. I got laid off 3 years ago and have been unable to find a job ever since. Apart from working, my wife also writes books as a hobby, which she wants to self-publish once she finishes edits. She's written 2 so far. She's also just started a YouTube channel. You'd think that was enough, right? Wrong. She also goes swimming 3 times a week and has language classes. It's ridiculous. I had some friends over a few nights ago, and we played games and had a beer. My wife doesn't like my mates, but they brought their girlfriends and wives so that she could have made an effort. Instead, she told me she didn't even know they were coming, as I didn't tell her I invited them, and she already had plans. She locked herself up in her office to write her book, a script or whatever. I was angry. I texted her multiple times, but she ignored me. When she went to the kitchen to get water, I confronted her and told her she was a workaholic and money obsessed. My friends heard it, and she dared to say that she wouldn't have to work this much if it wasn't for my debt. I told her she was out of line. She called me an idiot and some other things. She slept on the couch in her office that night, her decision, and we're not on speaking terms. My mates agree with me. They generally think she's stuck up anyway, but said I was the idiot for airing dirty laundry publicly and should have addressed it privately. I guess they're right, and I'm the idiot for that, but I was angry. I wonder if I was the idiot, because if so, I need to apologize and bring these issues up privately. I'm so mad typing this on my new phone. Edit. We don't really have chores. We're 2 adults. So it's mainly washing up and tidying up once a week. No one asked her to work so much. I feel like she doesn't even have time to spend with me. She's always busy, working, cleaning, and writing, and doesn't hang out with my friends. How are you going to ridicule your wife for being ambitious and working hard to clear your debt and pay for your costs too when you're jobless, contributing nothing financially, playing games and buying a new phone? Why aren't you working? Do you handle all of the household chores and maintenance? What do you do for your wife while she's working several jobs and trying to have a life? You are the idiot, mate. If you want an ex-wife, you're well on your way, man. She's 8 years younger, but clearly has her head screwed on better than this mooch. How do you not have your crap together at 33? She should dump your butt. Go be happy with all her hobbies and interests without your BS. This is your answer. He doesn't even know chores exist. OP's wife has been carrying his butt since she was 22. She had just completed her master's degree, so most people she knew when she was 22 were graduating from college and just entering the workforce, i.e. her first full-time job. Instead, she was financially supporting her older husband, who should have had life, i.e. job, finances, long-term goals, figured out before he even met her. If I were her, I'd wonder why I wasted the last 3 years on an unappreciative leech and looking for the door. 25 is too young for her to live this way. She probably isn't happy now, but she could be happy in the future. Ugh, this guy is insufferable. I, 36 male, went to a wedding with my girlfriend, 32, of about 6 months. I didn't really want to go to the wedding of someone I didn't know, but I'm a good boyfriend and did it for her. It was a beautiful wedding and all that jazz. She had fun introducing me to people. Fast forward to the reception. I'm a good dancer. I used to dance competitively. I pride myself on being a good dancer. My girlfriend is average at best. She's beautiful. She has other talents. Dancing is not one of them. We were on the dance floor, and I felt like people were looking at us. I get a bit anxious, and one of my realizations was that people probably saw how differently my girlfriend and I dance. It was making me a bit self-conscious. Then a line dance song came on, and she said she'd sit it out because she didn't know it. Not knowing anyone at the wedding, I gravitated towards a bridesmaid, 30-ish female, I guess because she looked familiar. I danced next to her in the line dance, and when the song was over, we just started dancing together. She had a great rhythm and it was fun. She was a bit tipsy and was kind of flirty, but to me, it was just dancing. We danced several more times during the night. No slow dancing, obviously. I felt much better dancing with her because she didn't make it look so out of sync like my girlfriend. My girlfriend stopped dancing, and I thought it was because she was tired. Later on the ride to the hotel, she tells me, I flirted with the bridesmaid all night. I was stunned. We were dancing. Dancing is not flirting. I told her that I like to dance and that I need someone with a similar skill level if I'm going to be comfortable doing it in public when I don't know people. I know that was mean to say, but it's the truth. I also figured it would eliminate the whole flirting thing, even if it still hurt her feelings. She doubled down and said it sounded like I wanted the bridesmaid because she's a good dancer. I admitted that I am attracted to good dancers, because who isn't? But that wasn't a deal breaker for me and my girlfriend, and I would have never made a move on the bridesmaid. It was just dancing. Apparently, even a couple of her nosy friends commented on it. I guess the bridesmaid is known for being a bit of a promiscuous person, but I wasn't into her. I feel like it's harmless fun. Girlfriend seems to feel like dancing is not just dancing. I'm scared we'll break up over this. Am I the idiot for dancing with the bridesmaid, or being honest with my not so great of a dancer girl? You are the idiot. It was incredibly disrespectful. It's inconsiderate of your girlfriend's feelings to not even think about whether she might, I don't know, want to spend time with you instead of watching you dance with a random bridesmaid. She had to endure countless comments asking why you were paying more attention to that bridesmaid than her. Had to wonder when you were going to stop dancing with another girl to spend time with her. Also the line, not knowing anyone at the wedding, I gravitated towards a bridesmaid, 30-ish female. I guess because she looked familiar or whatever, raised my eyebrows a bit. Gravitated towards this particular bridesmaid because she looked familiar, as in, she was standing next to the bride at the ceremony, so she's the only familiar face on the dance floor. I'll go dance with her, I guess. Sure, buddy. The fact he thinks people care about his dancing skills is hilarious, but let's take dancing out of it. He spent all night hanging out with a flirty woman who wasn't his girlfriend. Then he's shocked, I tell you, that his girlfriend was upset. And then he insulted her by comparing her unfavorably to the flirty woman. Even if he wasn't into the bridesmaid, which he admits he was, he prioritized his desires over his girlfriend's feelings, abandoned her, got defensive and lashed out when he was called out on his BS. That's just incomprehensibly stupid. What an idiot. A 36-year-old idiot. LMAO. I just can't stop picturing a full-grown adult at a random wedding. I just have to dance in there. I'll show them. You're a moron for thinking anybody gives a crap about your girlfriend's merely average dancing, undermining the marvelous spectacle of your far superior dancing. Your anxiety about this is bizarre, and your willingness to hurt your girlfriend's feelings to feed your ego is troubling. You're almost 40. Get help.